comfortable environment to be in. And further to which, for our particular sport, it's the culture of course activities is so deep in England, Ireland, Scotland, and then across the Channel, Holland, Germany, France, Belgium, and London was accessible to all these people. So our viewing group was about 25,000 strong. There wasn't an empty seat any day at all for show jumping. And it would have been a very educated crowd. They would have known the riders, the breeding of the horses, the results. They would have known everything. And it's really fun to compete in front of a crowd that is that knowledgeable. And Sultana was commenting earlier on the energy that was coming into the track area from the people all around, especially down low and in close, and how she felt that inspired athletes. And I would say we have the same experience at the equestrian venue. The last question is this business of going to Rio, and funny story, one of my teammates, Eric Lamaze, who's considerably younger than I am, he's 44, and we've ridden together for a long time, and he'd always say to me, I'm going to do this as long as you do this. I said, good, remember that. And so now he's moaning and groaning. And I said, listen to me, remember what you said over and over. I'll tell you when you can stop. And the current horse, Star Power, is a fantastic horse. He probably, I would say his physical abilities, plus or minus, would be equal to the greatest horse ever rode, which was Big Ben, whose statue, as you know, is over in the park. And now it comes down to heart and mind and luck, because as we hear the stories of what's happened in various sports, there are a lot of circumstance, call it luck, call it whatever you want. That is the nature of sport. The most remarkable things, the most unexpected things happen in sport. And especially, well, I don't know whether especially equestrian, but just the circumstances to be aware of course, is we ride a horse. And these horses have the raw intelligence of about a 4-year-old child. And so here we are entrusting our lives and our safety. But the good thing about them is they know exactly where their feet is the vast majority of the time, and they're very big on keeping themselves in one piece, and by extension, they keep us in one piece most of the time. Although when you talk to the various riders, there's lots of injuries for sure. We all get beat up. And you're probably going to have 5 falls a year, and 2 of them is probably where you're caught asleep at the switch, and the other 3 is when the horse falls and then you have no choice. And so you just got to be a little lucky about those falls and know how to get out of the way and be quick about it. So that's one factor, is we're riding an unpredictable animal, and if I stood in front of Star Power's stall in London when we were starting, I said, now listen, Star Power, this is very important. And a lot depends on this. And when you get home, if you do the right things, here's what's going to happen. And if you don't, here's what's going to happen. So he'd look at you with that wonderful look in his eye, and he'd say, what time is lunch? So peaking a horse is a very inexact science. And how they happen to wake up that morning or that day, that's just the way it is. And when they walk into the venue, the footing is different from each place. The jumps are different all the time. The look of the venue where we are, and obviously it's an unnatural place to take a horse. They're supposed to be out in the field in the bush, and here they are in the heart of downtown London jumping these jumps. And every course designer for championships is going to put their signature on it. So they try to design jumps that are consistent with the way the sport goes, but they're just that little bit different, and everyone will always remember what that course designer did at the London Olympics. And a horse could get tricked by that. men and women compete equally, of all ages and stages. So when you throw all these variables that I'm talking about together, it is remarkable, some of the results we get and some of the things that happen. There's an American girl, wrote for the USA, she's 17 years old. You have to be 18 when she turned 18 in July or August. And that was incredible that girl, because in the United States, there's a lot of them that try out for that team, and they have a very complicated set of trials and a point system, and it's a real endurance contest. And everybody said, oh, nobody will ever consider this an experienced 17-year-old girl. Well, by the end of the trials, she'd taken everybody to school, and there was no denying her. And what a fantastic thing for the sport, because so many other young riders now look and say, here's what's been done, maybe I can do the same thing. And that is fantastic. It goes to your dreams, and if you don't have a dream, you don't have much. You've got to start with that. And every one of us share that. We all believe every time we go, we're going to be the winner, and we're all really confused and disappointed when it doesn't turn out that way, because we really believe it should. Every time, right, Nick? Every time. But again, it's been a fantastic journey, and just to be part of that remarkable Canadian contingent walking into Olympic Stadium was a very, very moving experience. And it's a great honor to represent our country and this community and all of you. And I thank you again.